It was Wednesday morning when I received a letter from Mr. Jin Ferguson of East Sussex asking for my services of a very unusual case concerning a Jiang-Shi, which is known for being a Chinese zombie or vampire. He wrote in the letter that his wife, Chun, went out for a walk in the local woods and came back with a bite mark in her neck and acting zombie-like. Her skin bruised, nose bleeding and unable to talk, only mumbling. To avoid public outcry from the local villagers, Mr. Ferguson locked his wife in the basement of the Ferguson Manor, where she later died on Tuesday evening. Mr. Ferguson explained that during the 1950s there were a family of scientists called the St. Clairs that lived in a manor in the woods where Chun was walking, and that the villagers believed that the family of scientists were illegally experimenting on humans, making them diseased like zombies. One evening the villagers lit torches and burnt the house down with the family and believed zombies inside. No bodies were ever recovered from the house due to the extent of the fire. Mr. Ferguson believes that the zombies survived the blaze and live around the woodland area, and that his wife was attacked by them when out on her walk, biting her, making her diseased and returning home as a zombie. I was fascinated by the case and so accepted, taking the next train to Sussex. When I arrived, I went to speak to Mr. Ferguson to find out every detail that he might not have included in the letter. He explained that Chun was his second wife and that he had a son, Jack, to his previous wife. He explained the reasons of their breakup, that he had an affair with Chun after meeting her through his business and left his previous wife to be with her, taking Jack with him, who was only 5 years old at the time. He then got divorced and remarried with Chun. Jack, his son, is now 20 years of age and is studying biological sciences at Oxford University. Mr. Ferguson told me that Jack did not get along with Chun very well, with arguments occurring on a regular basis. This was information that I found of high interest. After speaking to Mr. Ferguson, I went through the woods, the same route that Chun apparently took, along the path and past the ruins of the burned-down manor of the St. Clair family. I took a look around the ruins of the house, where the family may have kept the zombies in dungeons, etc. There was a point when looking around the room that I saw someone who I recognised. It was Jack, Mr. Ferguson's son to his previous wife. Just like me, he was looking around the ruin. I was slightly confused as to why he was there, what his business was to be there, and why he was not at university. A theory suddenly came to me, and so I acted upon it. That evening I broke into Mr. Ferguson's house, into Jack's bedroom, and made a thorough search. Jack would be staying in student accommodation at Oxford University, so I was certain he would not be there in the house. I found some interesting findings in his bedroom, including scientific equipment such as test tubes, goggles, a microtelescope and more. Of course, with Jack studying biological science at university, it would be foreseeable that he had this kind of equipment at home for when he comes to stay at weekends. As well as all the scientific equipment, I also found a spare key to his university locker. After a sleepless night, I decided to go to Oxford University to investigate this further. It was early Thursday morning, around 6:40 AM. The halls to the university were deserted, perfect for searching Jack's locker. No one to see and ask questions. What I found in the locker opened a newer theory. Jack had a case of DVDs, all of which were zombie apocalyptic films. Yet why would he keep these here and not at the Ferguson Manor? I took the case back to Baker Street for further analysis, watching some of the DVDs. It was clear as day that Jack had an obsession with zombies. When looking through the case, a post-it note was hidden in the back, a map of the woods with an X marked near to a lake and close by to the St. Clair Manor ruins. My theory began to deepen and make clear sense. I was only one step away from closing the case once and for all. I set out to the woods, going to the marked area on the map, passing the ruin of the St. Clair Manor and past the lake. At the precise area that was marked, I found a shovel hidden under some greenery. I used the shovel and began to dig. I found a box which was locked. Fortunately, it was a hobby between me and my brother Mycroft as children to pick locks, and so I used my experience to do this with the box. Opening it, my theory became a reality. I acted upon my supposition and found myself justified. Inside was a barbecue fork. The width between the 2 points was the same width as the bite mark on Chun's neck. Also in the box was a test tube that contained poison. Jack attacked his stepmother while she was walking through the woods, covering the fork in the poison and stabbing it into Chun's neck. The poison being a disease called necrosis, which when entered into the human body can prematurely kill a group of cells in an instant, triggering a series of events such as stopping signals being sent to the nervous system, making her unable to speak properly. Chun died because she did not receive medical attention quick enough, and so parts of her body developed gangrene. She was not a zombie, she only acted like one. There were no zombies prowling in the local woods, only Jack. Jack was the culprit. Jack murdered Chun.